So today we're gonna talk about the solar plexus. Solar plexus is a ganglia located between your chest and your stomach. Right between your ribs, you have a gap that you can touch. It's shaped like a circle. That's why it's called solar plexus, because it looks like a sun. You can look online. The reason why this is so important is because it's believed that part of your true self is sitting there. So that's where you can find your integrity, your self-esteem, your boundaries, your willpower, and of course, your intuition. That's why we say gut feeling, because the intuition is sitting just above your gut. We also believe that gut can be the second brain of the body. And often when you go through meditation, you are asked to breathe, inhale and exhale when you do your breath work. And most of people will do that from their lungs. But I want you to try next time that you do meditation to breathe through your stomach instead. Before I pull some cards, I always meditate a bit. I make sure that I can take as much distance as possible from all the external noise. And I slow down my breath by breathing through my stomach instead of breathing through my lungs. And that allows you to connect better with your intuition and your true self. If you do breath work and meditation and you notice that it's not working for you, maybe it's because you cannot calm down your nervous system. So when you breathe through your stomach, you will notice that you get to regulate your nervous system way better than when you just breathe through your lungs. So I want you to close your eyes, and before you even start breathing, just take a second and don't think about anything. Don't even think about the instructions or what you have to do after the video or what was the purpose of this video. Like, I really want you to take a second to just don't think. Just have your brain completely empty. Was it difficult to just lay down or sit down and close your eyes and just don't think? Sometimes it's really hard. Sometimes it's really, really hard. And I have noticed that a lot of people say all the time that they don't have time. I don't have time to do this. I don't have time to do that. And they are very impressed that I get so much energy and time to do my own thing. And I always tell them the secret is just to practice this, to not think. The more you think, the less you have time, because all the free time that you have from work, from your friends, from your family, from feeding yourself, doing the groceries, cleaning your apartment, all those tasks that you do every single day already takes a lot of time, okay? And then when you have five minutes, you go on social media and you scroll. And there's nothing wrong with that. You can go on social media and scroll and watch videos and get entertained. That's okay. The problem is during the day we have micro breaks where there is nothing happening, nothing. And our first reaction is to go on the phone. It's never to just sit and don't think, because our brain are constantly being asked to think about something. You just got off work and you're already thinking, what I'm gonna have for dinner. I need to go get the groceries, or I need to pick that up, or I need to call the doctor for an appointment for next week because I have this back pain for like the last 3 weeks and it's not going away. Your brain is constantly thinking. And that's why you feel like you are running out of time. In reality, you're not running out of time. You have enough time, but you have stopped training your brain to not think. And when you feel stressed and anxious, you go on social media and you think the doom scrolling is gonna empty your brain and allow you to not think. But you need to train your brain actually to not think without any distraction, without music, without exercise, without anything. Like, it's not an easy exercise. How this is gonna help you, it's to be more in control of your time and your energy. For example, you have a job. okay? And then you go home and you're still thinking about the job. And then when you go to sleep, you cannot sleep because you're still thinking about the job. Meaning the whole 5 hours that you had to rest, you're not resting because you keep thinking about the job. The constant thinking about the job makes the job is the only life that you have. The job is owning you. And then you go to sleep expecting to maybe rest, but you cannot rest because your body is so tense and your brain is so full of all the information and you don't get any break, and the cycle repeat every single day until you burn out. So how do you stop thinking about the job? Well, you allow yourself to stop thinking about the job. As simple as that. On Tuesday, it was my day off, and my manager is sending me voice notes. It was 9 a.m. I was having breakfast with my coffee, and she's sending me a voice note. So what did I do? I go on my settings, and I turn off all the notifications. It's my day off. I am not answering you on my day off. That's my boundary. The next day, because I work and we're on working hours, then I answer the message. On my day off, I am allowed to rest. On my day off, I am not working. Are you paying me extra hours every time that I answer your message? I don't think so. So, if you're not paying for my time is mine and not yours. Most of your relationship, including the one at work, is based on dynamics. So the moment that you shift, the dynamics shift. So my manager is thinking I'm reliable. So she's sending me a message on my day off. I am reliable, but not outside of work hours. So you don't send me that. And because I cannot tell her right off, oh, please don't send me a message on my day off, what I have to do is communicate implicitly with the dynamic. She sent me messages because she's stressed about not knowing the answer. She sees that I'm not answering once, twice, and she's still sending messages. The last message reads, please tell me so I can work my schedule around. And that's where the dynamics shift. Meaning, if I answer the first message on my day off, I am communicating to her, you can contact me anytime you want, and I will work my own schedule around you and your stress. When I'm not answering, what I'm communicating is, you don't get to decide when and when I'm not available to you. I am available on working days and I'm not available on days off. And because of that, she needs to adapt and work her own schedule around me. So boundaries, they don't need to be communicated with words or loudly. You can just communicate with your behavior. And yes, maybe my manager now are gonna think I am unreliable and unprofessional, and maybe she's not gonna like it, but I get to choose. Do I want my manager to be pleased and me to be stressed, or do I want to be pleased and her to be stressed? When you say no to them, you're saying yes to you, and when you say yes to you, you're saying no to them. So you just need to decide, who do you like the most, yourself or your manager? Do you care so much about your manager's opinion about you more than your own peace? And when you're not thinking about work, you're thinking about other people's problem. And when you don't think about other people's problem, you're thinking about your own problem. Meaning, you never relax. You never stop thinking. You need to learn to relax. And it's very funny because we all want to control our lives, but we don't realize if we did relax, we would be able to do that. Like you can absolutely control your life when you finally relax. That's the key. You letting go of control help you to be more in control of your life. So when you work on your solar plexus, because you're more connected to your true self, you know yourself better. You know what can you accept and what you cannot. You know how to put boundaries. You know your moral compass. You know so much about yourself that you learn what to prioritize and what not. You learn more about your boundaries. You learn more about what you can tolerate. You learn more about how not to self-abandon yourself and respect yourself, because actually you learn to know yourself. So when you do breath work, what you need to focus is on the breath coming out of your stomach. So you need to close your eyes and visualize, and you inhale. Okay, and then you hold in, and when you exhale, you need to think about the feeling that in your stomach when the air is getting out, And that is going to allow you to connect better with your body, okay? And the connection is going to help you first to know how much stress you really have in your body, how much stress and how much your nervous system is dysregulated. And second, it's going to help you to focus your energy and attention back to yourself. And it's like, because you're finally connected to yourself, you focus all your attention back to yourself. Your brain finally catches a break. And because your brain is finally catching a break, it let go of the stress. So your brain and your body are finally in alignment. They feel calmer. And that's when you can start doing affirmation. Because it's when you're connected to your true self and you say those affirmations while you're being connected to your true self, that the affirmation is going to start to feel like a real belief. So if you're stressed, you can just breathe through your stomach and then you tell yourself that you're safe, that it's okay to feel hurt, that it's okay to feel afraid. I don't know what you're feeling, that it's okay to feel stressed because this is a stressful situation. So that's what we're gonna do today. I want you to sit somewhere. I want you to lay down and close your eyes and don't think about anything, okay? You don't need to think right now. What you need is calm. What you need is your brain to shut down. What you need is all the noise of the entire month, the entire week, the last few days, all that very loud noise and stress to just shh. Just need everything to shut just for a second. And after that, I want you to think about something that makes you feel good. Something that makes you feel good. For me, today, that feeling comes from the coffee. I used not to like coffee before. And while I was dating someone, they used to drink coffee every single day. So because of them, I kind of learned to like coffee again. After we broke up, it was kind of hard for me to get coffee the same way. So I just bought the exact same coffee machine that we had together. And now I make coffee every single day. And when I drink my coffee, I always feel grateful. I feel grateful because when I'm too tired, the coffee gives me energy. When I'm not working and I have a day off and I get to drink a good latte, it just feels so good. It feels like, oh, the morning is finally mine. Let's say Saturday, you wake up, you clean, you make your coffee, and you feel like, you know, I don't get many mornings that are entirely mine because I have to go to work. But today, my time is mine. That's what the coffee feels like to me. So maybe you have one of those. Another example that I have, it's my cats. When my cats are sleeping, their belly goes up and down. And then I think about all the cats in the world that are out there in the streets and they don't get food, they don't get an owner, maybe they got lost from home. And I think, oh wow, I am so grateful. I'm so grateful that my cats get to live a life where they have no idea what hunger is. They have no idea what thirst is. They don't even know there is other cats out there that don't have a mommy or a daddy. That there's cats out there who wish they could go home and they can't. So I want you to think about maybe your pets or your kids or family members or a friend or even yourself. Sometimes we think, oh, I wish I was richer. I wish I was richer. I wish I had that job that pays so much. I wish that I get to make as much money as possible. And then you don't think about how many people especially right now, how many people are homeless. Like, your life is literally a homeless guy dream. To have a home, to have a roof, to have a comfortable bed, to have coffee, to have a fridge, plenty of food. This is like so many people's dream. You gotta remember, there's people in this world that don't even have access to drinkable water, and you just get to go to the kitchen, just get tap water. Like, that's amazing. I think water is such an essential drink for every day, and we just get to go to our kitchen and get that. And that should be the norm, but sadly it's not the world we live in. So many people don't have access to water, and that doesn't mean you shouldn't never aim for more. There's a time to manifest, there's a time to want more, there's a time to have dreams. That there's nothing wrong with you wanting more money, wanting a bigger home, but I think there is a time for wanting more, and there's a time for appreciate what you have. And today it feels like it's the time to appreciate rather than wanting more. So I want you to think about one of those times where you are happy and content to be alive. Let's say you want to travel and you get to see an amazing architecture, an amazing piece of art, or maybe you've never been to Italy and you're finally trying real pizza, you're finally trying real pasta. Like, I want you to think about all those little moments where you're like, yes, this is what life should feel like. And that feeling that you have a freedom when you think about those moments, that's gratitude. And that's what you need to entertain every single day. That feeling of gratitude. And if you think that you don't have it, well, then you need to create it. So maybe you like flowers and you want a partner that gives you flowers. Well, if you're single, go get yourself flowers. Yes, but it's not the same. I know it's not the same, but the fact is you like flower and you want someone to gift you flowers, right? Then give it to yourself. You want to go on a date, okay? And you have nobody. You're single. Call a friend and go to a bar, go to a restaurant, have dinner, talk about your week, laugh a bit, like friends, they're still giving you love. It might be not romantic love like you want, but love is just love. So even when you think about romantic love, you don't understand that you shouldn't want just romantic love. Love is just love. So if your partner isn't your best friend, then you're missing out. You are missing out. So your partner should be your best friend. Because you don't have a partner yet to be your best friend, then you can literally just call your own best friend now. And if you don't have any best friend, then go by yourself. Be your own best friend. So if you have things to be grateful for, you need to focus on those. And if you don't have any, you need to start creating those moments. This year I went to Italy and I went to Florence, which has been in my bucket list for 6 years. And if you know how hard it was to make that happen, like genuinely, I wanted to go to Florence and then there was COVID for 2 years, no travel. And then I was in a relationship, so we were traveling, but I thought eventually I will get there to Florence. And then a lot of things happened. And when I was really telling myself, this time I'm gonna go to Florence, something else happened and I couldn't go to Florence for a year, an entire year. And when finally this year I went to Florence for my birthday, it was the best week of my life. I am 29 currently, so almost 30, and going to Florence was life-changing. I can't even describe how good it was. It was the best week of my life. Genuinely, so many things happened in Florence. I had so much fun. I met so many people. Everything felt just perfect when I went to Florence. And I'm not gonna say I'm glad that I waited 6 years for that, but I think if I had been to Florence when I wanted before COVID, never, it could have never been that good. Never, genuinely. So I am so glad that I waited 6 years before to go to Florence. I have achieved a lot of goals this year, but going to Florence has been the best one. It has been the greatest goal I have achieved so far this year. So when I think about Florence, I am so proud of me. I am so proud of me because if I had been to Florence before, most of my memories would be with the person I was dating before. And I don't want that. I don't want their memories be attached to Florence. Florence is such a unique place that I am so happy that I got to experience all of that by myself. It's like Florence is fully mine. It was the first solo trip that I took since 2018. And maybe if you're struggling with your manifestation because you're losing patience and it's not coming through, I want you to focus on what you have rather than what you're lacking of. So we all have things to be grateful for, and maybe you think you don't, but you absolutely do. You have a body that allows you to go to work and pay for your bills, pay for the food that you eat. You get to have a warm meal every single day. You get to have a brain that experience joy and read a book, and you can play instrument, and you can enjoy music, and you can dance. There's so many things that your body allows you to experience. And I know that doesn't seem like a lot sometimes because we're like, well, I want more, and I want more, and I want more. And human tends to have unlimited desires. So when you think, when my manifestation is gonna come through, when this thing's gonna happen, then I'm gonna be happy. You won't. Every time there's gonna be something else. Well, I got the job, but now I'm very tired, so now I want more free time. So I got this, but I want that now. And there's always gonna be something else, something new that you want, because you're not gonna be happy because you haven't learned to appreciate what you have. And as long as you don't appreciate what you have, you're never gonna be happy because your happiness will always be a projection on the future. So what I'm asking you is take time, step back, and enjoy what you already have. We often say manifestation is already mine, and that means like everything you seek is already within. You don't need something new, you just need yourself. And as long as you have yourself, you can manifest anything. When you relax and you're not stressed and your nervous system is calm, when the right opportunities comes to you, you can make better decisions. Even science have proven that when you're finally calm, you get to really think about the opportunities and feel your gut feeling. You can be the best at your job, but you're never gonna succeed if you don't trust yourself. You can have the most amazing business idea, but how are you supposed to convince investor to give you money if you yourself are not entirely sure about your own idea? That's why you want to cultivate self-trust. You want to cultivate self-esteem. It's gonna help you in the long run. When new opportunity is going to present to you, you're not going to be desperate trying to find the one that's going to make you happier. You're going to know which one is the right for you because you know yourself now. So the full moon was yesterday, and maybe you put your manifestation during the full moon. Well, that's good. Like I said, there is a time for wanting better life. So you did that yesterday. So maybe this week or today, you can practice the opposite. You can practice to be happy for what you have. And if you still, after all what I say, you think this is silly, well, let me tell you that abundance, to attract abundance, if you really, really, really want to attract abundance, you need to focus on that, because gratitude is the fast track to get abundance. And you cannot fake that. Abundance is gonna come when you're gonna get connected to yourself and feel that you're deserving that. And the best way to feel that you're deserving that is by being grateful. So when you're being grateful, you're feeling good, you rising your vibration, so your affirmation gets stronger and your manifestation gets stronger, and you get more patient, because if you only think about what's coming, you're focusing on what you like off. But when you're focusing on gratitude, you're focusing on the present moment. And when you focus on the present moment and that you are really grateful, and when you feel that you don't like anything, then the response back is you getting exactly what you wanted, because you don't send that signal of lack. You send that signal of, oh my God, I'm so grateful. I have so much for myself. the gratitude is like a fuel that keeps you going over and over again. So it's something you really need to work on. You really need to work on that solar plexus. You really need to work on your intuition. You really need to work on your self-esteem. The more you're gonna believe that you got this, the more you actually gonna got this. So yeah, that's it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoy it. Like always, I always like to talk about those things. I used not to be like this at all. Like, if you have known me, I always been into spirituality and the woo-woo and the energies and buying crystals like that, no problem. But being so focused and so certain of what I'm telling you right now, that's a new life for me. Like, a lot of things have happened during the years that have been forcing me to keep evolving and changing my beliefs, and always for the better. So if you're going through rough times and sometimes you're losing patience, I still have those moments where I am not sure and I feel impatient. So I always get reminded that everything that I want is inside. Even yesterday I was pulling some cards about some worries that I have, and the cards keep telling me the same. They send me, go self-reflect, work on your solar plexus. You just need to work on yourself and you need to let us handle that. And I will finish on this one is sometimes you're doing so much that the message you send into the universe is no, I don't need help, I got this. And that's why you don't get the help. Sometimes you need to just step back and work on yourself and let the universe just shuffle the cards for you again and wait until you get the right door, the right opportunity, and the time is always right. So if you are on a pause, it's for you to grow. So when the opportunity comes, you're ready. You have the right tools, you have the right skills. So never feel like you are stagnant. Sometimes it is just a matter of minutes for your life to completely change.